I got secretly photographed hugging my sister. On the campus forum, people were frantically tagging my girlfriend. It's over, your boyfriend is dumping you. Just when everyone thought she would fly into a rage, she commented, so what? Others are just motels, but I'm your safe harbor. My sister and I were squatting under a tree, eating ice cream. She'd been dumped again, looking miserable. Ethan, love is such an unpredictable thing. This was the 8th time she'd cried to me about it. The guy was always the same one, her first love. They were constantly on again, off again, mostly because his father didn't approve of my sister, thinking she was a frivolous flirt. Well, it's because you're an idiot. He thinks you have zero traditional wifely virtues. She hung her head. My sister, Zoe, acts like a player on the outside, but I know she's actually a sweethearted coward. She was hanging out at bars every day because she heard her first love liked to drink, so she went to learn mixology. But then the bar got raided by the cops, and Zoe got hauled in with everyone else. The rumor mill spun it into something ridiculous, saying she'd done hard time for years. As we were talking, her phone buzzed with a message from him. Zoe, we need to talk. She looked horrified. What does this mean? Is he about to cut things off completely? Like we can't even be friends? TSK. All he said was, talk, and she was already a complete mess. I really hate admitting this coward is my sister. I stood up, but my leg was asleep from squatting for so long, and I grabbed onto Zoe in a panic to keep from falling. Click. It sounded like someone took a picture. I probably misheard. I patted her on the shoulder comfortingly. Zoe walked off looking like she was heading to her own execution. That night, I got back to my dorm room. My roommate, Sam, was yelling, Ethan, you're all over the campus forum. Huh, you gotta see this, it's blowing up. Confused, I opened my phone. A flashy headline jumped out. Spotted by the lake at noon. A couple overcome with passion. The picture was of me and Zoe in that tight hug. Sam leaned in. Ethan, don't you already have a girlfriend? Who is that? He asked, pointing at the photo. I kept scrolling. Hey, this guy looks familiar. Isn't that Ethan Reed from the Department of Architecture? I think his girlfriend is that gorgeous upperclassman, Chloe Davis. I smell some drama brewing. Someone who loved stirring the pot tagged Chloe directly. It's over, your boyfriend is dumping you. It's over, your boyfriend is dumping you. It's over, your boyfriend is dumping you. The rest was just hundreds of copy-pasted comments, instantly bumping the thread to the top of the forum. Come on, people, get a grip. That's my sister, my actual sister. And since when is taking pictures of people without their consent not a crime? I quickly dug up a childhood photo of me and Zoe with our bear butts out, planning to post it as proof. No, wait, I should call Chloe first and explain. I frantically scrolled through my contacts. When a new post popped up, it was from Chloe. A good woman never asks questions. Others are just motels, but I'm your safe harbor. As long as you come home, that's all that matters. The second she posted it, the forum exploded. Sam put down his phone and silently gave me a thumbs up. Hold on, don't start praising me yet. My phone rang. It was Chloe. I answered nervously, and her soft voice came through the line. Ethan, you don't have to explain. A smart woman never asks questions. I saw in the picture you were eating a taro ice cream bar, so I bought you 3 cases. Come down and get them. What flavor does that other girl like? I'll get some for her next time too. I guess Chloe was just that magnanimous. You really can't judge a book by its cover. The line was still open. Chloe was waiting quietly for my response. I quickly sent a text. Zoe, you're in luck. What flavor of ice cream do you want? My sister sent back a sticker of a half-dead Porky Pig. I want to eat crap. You can't be eating that. Another message came through. Liam wants to break up with me. I want to take everyone down with me. There she goes again. In that case, maybe you should go eat crap. I thought for a moment. Chocolate, I guess. Sam was shamelessly eavesdropping. His eyes went wide again as he shot me another thumbs up, as if to say, you actually ordered it for her. Chloe paused, then chuckled softly on the other end. Okay, I'll go buy it now. Come downstairs to get them. What was I supposed to do? She wasn't angry at all. She wasn't throwing a fit like anyone else would. A perfect 10 when it came to those traditional wifely virtues. As I was changing my shoes to go downstairs, my phone pinged with a new friend request. The message read, want to know Chloe Davis's secret? Without a second's hesitation, I accepted, but the person didn't say anything else. Their profile picture was blank, and their Facebook was set to private. Was it an ex-boyfriend? Someone with a grudge against Chloe? A debt collector? What was it? What the hell did this person want? By the time I left my dorm, they still hadn't replied. I casually scrolled through the forum, which was filled with, girl, you love him too much. People this lovesick shouldn't be allowed on the internet. Get her out of here. She's so in love, I could just die. Chloe was standing in the open area in front of my dorm, holding several insulated coolers. Her long hair looked incredibly soft under the lights, obviously styled with care. Chloe always dressed so fresh and clean whenever we met. Have you been waiting long? No, I just got here. I saw the slight sheen of sweat on her forehead and knew she was lying. I was trying to figure out how to explain everything when I looked up and saw her smiling at me. She was wearing a white dress that fit perfectly, accentuating her slim waist and long legs. Her figure was graceful and captivating. Her smile made my heart flutter. She was a real looker. No wonder she was always featured on the campus crush page. She used to be famous for her beauty. Now she was famous for being lovesick. But being famous for that, in its own way, was pretty damn impressive. I put my hand on her shoulder, about to speak, when something shot out from a corner like a monkey. It startled me. My sister appeared out of nowhere. What am I going to do? I'm so miserable. My heart feels like it's shriveling up. She was wearing a loud Hawaiian shirt and clung to me like a gibbon, a mess of tears and snot. So, not a monkey. It was my sister. I'd almost prefer a monkey. Oh, my foolish sister. Every time they broke up, she'd have a huge meltdown, only to go running back to him the very next day to make up. What kind of game were those two playing? Did they have some kind of annual quota for breakups? Was it possible our mom gave me all the brain cells when she was pregnant, leaving my sister with a shrunken cerebellum? All right, stop crying. There's ice cream. Chloe looked down at our clasped hands, her gaze dropping. Her jaw tightened. She opened one of the coolers, lowered her head, and held an ice cream bar out to Zoe. I bought this for you. Zoe snatched it. Thanks. You're a really good person. You're welcome. Holy crap. This is one of those ridiculously expensive artisanal ice creams, Zoe exclaimed. My sister gasped. Chloe's face was blank, her fists clenched, but she forced a smile. There are several cases here. I have money. I'm prettier than you. I have more hair than you. And next time you want something, you don't need to go through Ethan. Just come to me. Wow, girl, you're so generous. My mom always taught Zoe to put her little brother first. Ever since we were kids, the first thing Zoe did whenever she got something was to hand it to me with a grin. So Zoe tore open the wrapper and, out of pure habit, handed the ice cream to me. I took it just as naturally, and we shared a natural smile. Such a good sister, thinking of me first even when she's heartbroken. I had just put the ice cream in my mouth when I realized something was wrong. I looked up and, sure enough, Chloe was staring at me without blinking, her lips pressed into a thin line and the color draining from her face. No, wait, let me explain. She cut me off, forcing a smile. It's fine. As long as you're happy, Ethan. I don't care how many people you like. As long as there's a small place for me in your heart, that's enough. Her voice dropped, low and somber. You can check into as many motels as you want, as long as you're still willing to come back to my safe harbor. I haven't really given you much, so it's only natural that you don't treasure me. It's all my fault for not being good enough. I don't want anything in return. I just want you to be happy. I was stunned. My sister was stunned. The ice cream fell from my hand, splattering on the ground in a pattern that might as well have spelled out lovesick. Honey, with lines like that, even the most devoted woman in history would call you her master. I tossed the ridiculously expensive ice cream aside. This was bad. I'd hurt my baby's feelings. I grabbed Zoe's head and pushed her face towards Chloe. See this? We have the same face. This is my sister. My actual sister. Chloe just blinked. She's so tall. Maybe the altitude is cutting off oxygen to her brain? I pressed on. Look at the nose, the eyes. They're the same, right? We're brother and sister. Zoe retorted. My eyes are prettier than yours. Bullshit. If I didn't clear this up today, there was no telling how long Chloe would keep this act up. Pay attention. This woman's name is Zoe Reed. My name is Ethan Reed. We're siblings, you get it? I have a girlfriend. Why would I be hugging some other girl? You're tall. You're beautiful. You buy me insanely expensive ice cream. Why would I ever need to check into some random motel? So, I was about to fall, and my sister just caught me. Chloe froze for a second. Then a spark of light appeared in her dark eyes. She was the type to admit when she was wrong. She immediately bowed to my sister. I'm so sorry, future sister-in-law. I completely misunderstood. Please, take all these cases of ice cream. I'll buy you 10 more tomorrow to make it up to you. She apologized with extreme sincerity, then carefully took my hand. It's all my fault. I never should have doubted you. But if there's ever a day you don't love me anymore, you have to promise you'll still be happy. Don't worry, I won't cling to you. I'll just quietly go die. Love isn't something you promise lightly. All right, I don't want to talk about it anymore. This silly girl seemed to be madly in love with me, like she couldn't live without me. Zoe listened, completely baffled, then slowly gave me a thumbs up. We'd fought and argued every day since we were kids, practically inseparable, so I instantly understood the look in her eyes. Asterisk, that's my little brother, training a woman to be like that. A true role model for our generation. Asterisk, you flatter me. Lying in bed that night, Zoe sent me a one-word text, badass. Her tone was exactly the same as Sam's when he gave me that thumbs up. I picked out a photo of me and Zoe and posted it on the forum to clear things up. Hey everyone, this is my sister. We came out of the same womb, just 2 years apart. You can't get any more related than that. If you don't believe me, I'll show you my mom's ultrasound scans. My drama-loving roommate Sam asked how Chloe and I met. I first met Chloe at the hospital, back when her lovesick tendencies hadn't shown themselves yet. I just thought she was really sweet-tempered, but looking back, it was more of a people-pleasing personality. I heard there was a car accident, and she was the only one in her family who survived. On top of that, her family had just gotten a huge land buyout. They never even got to enjoy the good life before tragedy struck. At the time, my sister and my mom had gotten food poisoning from some wild mushrooms they bought online from Oregon and were tripping out at home day and night. My dad, who was trying to get into cycling, had arrogantly tried to show me some kind of aerial stunt. He ended up wiping out spectacularly and was hospitalized with a fractured right foot. I was taking care of the whole family by myself, running around like a headless chicken. Chloe was in the bed next to my dad's. She was so thin she looked fragile, sitting on her bed without saying a word, looking like she might break if you touched her. I felt sorry for her, so I'd help check her buy her some fruit, and bring her a meal whenever I brought food for my dad. Hey there, stranger. We've got ribs today. Gradually, when my dad and I were talking, she would sometimes crack a small smile from her bed. I walked over to her. Hey Chloe, are you constipated? Because I've been thinking about you a lot. She just stared at me. She gave me a confused look, but still thoughtfully replied, you should eat less cold food. I said, because I can't stop pooning for you. She froze for a second, then suddenly let out a soft laugh. It was the first time I'd seen her smile. She had just gotten the cast off her leg, and when she smiled, her long eyelashes fluttered like 2 dark fans, sweeping right into my heart. Who gets it? I was just trying to cheer her up, so why was my heart suddenly pounding? After that, she started pursuing me. Being the shy type, I told her I needed to think about it. I really dragged it out, making her wait a whole 25 minutes before I said yes. The day after I cleared things up on the forum, Chloe and I were having breakfast together. She carefully arranged the donuts, added just the right amount of sugar to my coffee, waited until it was the perfect temperature, and then gently passed it to me. I took a big gulp. Perfect. My screen vibrated. It was from that person I'd added yesterday. They sent a blurry, old-looking photo. The background was a dirt road in some rundown rural area, with a tall, skinny student running away, covering their face. The person looked a lot like Chloe, but the person in the photo was grimy, wearing cheap, shabby clothes, a world away from the elegant and pristine Chloe I knew now. And it looked like her pants were ripped, with half of her but showing. I pinched to zoom in. Was this for real? It was too early in the morning for this kind of content. The person texted, this was Chloe back in the day. Such a hick, right? She was so poor she had to wear ripped pants to school. Couldn't even cover her own ass. Watching her run home covering her, but was hilarious. There were 5 typos in that one short sentence. The mocking intent was obvious, but so was their lack of education. I clicked on their new Facebook post. Single guy with a trade school degree. Is it really that hard to find a good, traditional wife? The picture was of a man's hand with dirt under the fingernails, feeding chickens. For some reason, I could practically smell the sour grapes. There are people in this world who just can't stand to see others do better than them, especially someone who started from the same place. I looked at Chloe across from me, dressed in a crisp white shirt, the cuffs rolled up just enough to reveal her long, slender fingers. Beautiful, so easy on the eyes. I couldn't help but compliment her. You look really good in that shirt. The tips of her ears turned red. I wore it specifically because I saw you like that video of the model in the button-down shirt. And here I thought she was dressed so formally because she was giving a speech to the freshmen today as a student mentor. I quickly replied to the texter, nice ass. Send more to. The person was silent for a moment. Then, not giving up, sent a few more pictures. One glance and I sat bolt upright. The photos showed a younger, shabbier Chloe being beaten, her clothes covered in dusty footprints. Isn't she giving that speech today? I've got someone on the inside. So much for the Ivy League campus queen. I'm gonna make sure everyone sees what a pathetic loser she really is, ha ha, I replied. There are 11 typos in those 2 sentences. Venmo me $50 and I'll proofread it for you. The auditorium was packed. Chloe was calm and collected on stage, earning waves of applause. The slideshow behind her, which was displaying the university's history, suddenly froze. My heart clenched. This is bad. That person on iMessage said they were going to make sure everyone in the auditorium saw Chloe's bare ass. They must have hacked the presentation. The nerve of them. Only I get to see Chloe's ass. The slideshow stuttered and lagged, and Chloe's voice trailed off. My heart was in my throat. During the long pause, people in the audience started whispering. I had called Zoe beforehand and asked her to handle it. My sister might look like a slacker with her tattoos and Hawaiian shirts, but as a master's student in electrical and computer engineering, hacking a simple slideshow was child's play for her. The murmuring in the crowd grew louder. My heart was pounding. Did something go wrong? Did Zoe fail? The slideshow finally started again. To my complete shock, a giant photo of my face appeared on the screen. I was mortified. One picture after another flashed by. I forgot to mention, Zoe's hobby is photography, and her favorite subject is me, specifically for creating a rich library of reaction memes. A text from Zoe popped up on my screen. Whoops, my bad. I grabbed my phone, seething. Zoe, read. As of today, we are no longer related. At that moment, I experienced the most painful torture known to man. Social suicide. A picture of me dressed as Porky Pig with my mouth agape in shock flashed across the screen. The crowd erupted in laughter. Hey, isn't that Ethan Reed, the guy from the forum a few days ago? And that girl on stage looks super familiar too. The lovesick girl and the socially dead guy. Are there any normal people left at this university? The comments were unbearable. Humiliated, I squeezed my eyes shut. I wish time would just stop. I wanted to take a pistol and say goodnight to the world. I stood up, shaking, my mind flashing with images of flipping tables and going berserk. If this was how it was going to be, I might as well go all out and take everyone down with me. What a great idea. A dangerous glint appeared in my eyes, but I was interrupted by a soft cough from the stage. Chloe reached over and turned off the projector. The screen went black. She cleared her throat softly, and the auditorium fell silent. She looked a little nervous herself, but quickly regained her calm, gentle tone. Apologies, everyone. It seems we've had a technical difficulty. Someone in the audience shouted. Hey, was that your boyfriend? Chloe nodded without the slightest hesitation, her eyes finding mine across the crowd. The crowd was about to laugh again, but she cut them off. I felt like I could never show my face in public again and turned to leave. But Chloe's gentle voice stopped me in my tracks. She said, I'm sorry for taking up your time. My boyfriend is very sweet and shy. He's the best guy in the world. Today's incident was probably a prank by someone who has a problem with him. Her voice suddenly turned icy. And as for who that person is, I will find out. Somewhere backstage, Zoe probably shivered. I've covered most of my material anyway. Could I ask you all to please pretend this prank never happened? And I have a small favor to ask. Please don't give him a hard time. If you feel the need to make fun of someone, aim it at me. I can take it. The top post on the forum that night was, you guys, I can't. We just got a massive dose of PDA at the freshman assembly. In this day and age, we're witnessing true love. I ship them so hard. I put my phone down. Let them ship it. People will ship anything these days. I knew Chloe was wealthy. She'd already bought 3 houses near campus before even graduating. But she rarely talked about her past. Her parents had died in an accident, and I was afraid of touching a sore spot. But this time was different. I'm a direct person. I pulled out the chat history and asked her directly, who is this? They really have it out for you. Chloe's eyes widened in shock as she looked at the photos, and she looked like she wanted the ground to swallow her whole. I had already blocked the number. The screen was frozen on their last message, a burst of impotent rage. If her family hadn't gotten rich off that land buyout, do you think she'd be anything today? It turned out Chloe's family hadn't been well off at all. They were the poorest in their town. But because she was a good student and pretty, she was bullied almost every day, often surrounded and beaten up. She fought back at first, but that only made them worse. The adults in town just dismissed it as kids being kids. She tried everything, but found that being a people pleaser worked best. So she started playing the part of the compliant victim. But the nightmare ended abruptly. The town was slated for a major development buyout, and everyone was ecstatic, except for one family that refused to move, demanding an outrageous sum. The developers just built around them and left them behind. After that, that family became bitter, always starting trouble and lashing out at everyone. They tried to cause trouble for Chloe a few times, but nobody wanted anything to do with those losers. She never, ever talked about this dark part of her past. As I listened, my eyes widened, connecting the dots. A sensitive, insecure past, being bullied, severe family trauma, all of that combined. The chances of her developing this obsessive need for affection were basically 100%. So that was it. That explained everything. She was ashamed of being new money from the buyout, afraid I'd look down on her for it. Looked down on her for being bullied and not fighting back. Looked down on her for being a coward. Looked down on her for being an orphan who didn't know how to love. That's why she tried so desperately to be good to people, even if it meant debasing herself. I looked up at her. She immediately sat up and started explaining, "But I'm different now. I work out. I'm really strong. I could probably take on 10 guys at once. I don't smoke or drink. I'm a fast learner. I'll buy you anything you want to." I reached out and gently touched the tip of her crimson ear. "So your family got that buyout money? That's so cool." Ethan, bullied for being poor, then targeted out of jealousy for getting rich overnight. People are always like that, trying to tear down anyone who doesn't fit into their neat little boxes. But what business was it of theirs anyway? A bunch of busybodies who love giving unsolicited advice, who can't even manage their own lives, yet they feel the need to dictate how others should live. Chloe took a sip of water, her hand trembling slightly as she held the glass. "I'm so afraid you'll leave me. I'll do anything to be the person you want. I've always been abandoned, so I always try to please everyone, putting their needs before my own. I thought being agreeable would make people like me more." The poor girl. She had been hiding so much pain inside. I instantly felt like a protective mother hen, wrapping my wings around her. "You're so gentle and forgiving, but you need to turn those qualities inward, towards yourself. No one is more important than you. You don't have to constantly second-guess yourself. Your kindness should be your strength, not a weapon you turn on yourself. You don't have to please anyone. Just be you." Her past never taught her how to love, and no one else did either. So I would. I spent the entire night talking to her, saying the same things over and over until my brain felt completely drained. By the time the sun came up, my throat was raw. I asked her if she understood. Chloe nuzzled against my hand. "I understand. I'll only please you." Great. A total waste of breath. She didn't get it at all. After the slideshow incident, we became genuinely famous. People would stop us on campus to say hi. I could only blush and nod in response. It was social suicide. But there was someone in a far more embarrassing situation than me. As I walked past the lake, I saw a crowd of people gathered around something. In the center of the circle was a red-faced person doing that ridiculous dinosaur TikTok dance. Who was this attention seeker? Oh, it was my sister. Her long limbs moved with a complete lack of coordination. To get revenge for the slideshow fiasco, I tricked Zoe. I told her if she did that ridiculous dinosaur dance on campus for an hour, I'd teach her how to make her boyfriend as devoted as Chloe was to me. She bought it. My poor, simple-minded sister. When she saw me, she grabbed me and pulled me into the circle. "My dear little brother, dance with me." I got mad and struggled free. Zoe said through gritted teeth, "Ethan, come dance with me, and I'll give you $2,000. Chloe pulled me back. "I'll pay $20,000. He's not dancing." I knew she had money, but did she have to go that far? So I quietly asked Chloe how much money she got from the buyout. She rubbed her nose. "Around $6 million. My jaw hit the floor. "How much?" She got nervous again. "What? Is that not enough?" I grabbed her hand. "Please, I'm begging you. Use your money to ship Zoe off to some scam compound in the middle of nowhere. I don't care how you do it." My sister started cursing me out, and it was filthy. Chloe frowned, thinking it over seriously. "Well, it's not like I don't have connections. Sibling fights never last overnight." After Zoe and her boyfriend, Liam Evans, got back together for the umpteenth time, they happily invited us to dinner. It was my first time meeting this Liam, the guy my sister was so obsessed with. Their constant breakups were just part of their dynamic, and the truth about Zoe's embarrassing bar incident had come out long ago. I don't know where they stood now, but I do know that the moment I saw Liam, I was blown away by how handsome he was. A handsome, capable guy who speaks his mind like that. Even I kind of wanted to date him. I pulled him aside secretly. "You're right not to think much of my sister. She doesn't deserve you. If she ever gives you a hard time, you have to tell me." I got completely wasted. Chloe bustled around, making the bed, getting me honey water and hangover pills. As she leaned over to tuck me in, my eyes traveled down the neckline of her shirt, past her delicate collarbone, to the curve of her chest. "Woman, you're tempting me." I pulled her down onto the bed. The next time I opened my eyes, it was noon. It felt pretty good, but my back was sore. "Are you uncomfortable? Were you not satisfied with me? I can learn to be better." Great self-reflection, but please, no more self-reflecting next time. I leaned against her shoulder and asked, "Chloe, would you like to come over for dinner at my parents' house?" I brought Chloe home for dinner. The moment we walked in, my mom's eyebrows shot up. Family background, personality, life experience, lay it all out. My son isn't someone just anyone can marry. A pheasant can't marry a phoenix. Yep, I got it. My mom was mostly just calling herself a phoenix. My parents chatted enthusiastically with Chloe for an hour. When she heard about the car accident, My mom kept wiping away tears. I've been a tough woman my whole life, but I've never felt so heartbroken for someone. Chloe's eyes were red-rimmed. Ma'am, other people only see how handsome your son is, but I see the wrinkles around your eyes and the gray in your hair from all the hard work you put into raising him. This girl, my mom bought it completely. She was won over. My dad was still holding on to his sanity. Chloe continued, Sir, I didn't get a chance to say hello properly at the hospital. Other people might blame you for acting like a kid at your age and getting hurt, but I saw the youthful spirit you're trying to hold on to, even as your body can't always keep up. My dad's eyes welled up. Double kill. My mom nodded, satisfied. I won't interfere in your relationship. As long as Ethan is happy, that's all that matters. That was her way of saying Chloe had passed the test. My dad picked up a calendar. If you two get along well, we'll need to pick an auspicious date. This girl has the same heroic spirit I had in my youth. All right, my dad was won over too. I turned to look at my sister. The way she was looking at Chloe was pure, unadulterated admiration. Amazing. Sister-in-law, you have to teach me how to get the parents to approve of a boyfriend. I really need your help. She was already calling her sister-in-law. After that dinner, Chloe was practically glowing. Her mission to embody traditional wifely virtues went into overdrive. Before dawn, she'd be in the kitchen whipping up a 4-course meal. There was a constant stream of holiday gifts, endless shopping for bags and clothes, and daily deliveries of air-freighted fruit. I know you have money, but this was a bit much. This kind of love was a little too awesome. I called Chloe. What are you up to? On the other end of the line, I could hear an impassioned female narrator's voice. The so-called traditional wifely virtue is to unconditionally support your man, fulfill his every need, understand his emotions, and stand silently and selflessly behind him. Chloe replied sweetly, just studying up on traditional virtues. Well, I guess it's good to learn. That's definitely something to learn. I sent her a link. We're ranked dead last. The campus forum held its annual model couple poll, and Chloe and I came in last place. Because one half of the couple was deemed lovesick, we had 170 points deducted from a possible 100, which gave us a grand total of -70 points, earning us the top spot for last place. The poll organizers said they were just following the current trend, which advocates for the all lovesick people should be shot principle. Chloe was indignant. Being lovesick is the best dowry a woman can bring to a marriage. She turned to me, her face full of guilt. It's all my fault. I'm the reason we came in last. If you're angry, you can hit me. I'm not afraid of pain. As long as I can stay by your side, that's all that matters. I just can't control how much I want to do for you. It's my problem. The campus was quiet late at night. Chloe was still rambling on. Getting tired of listening, I leaned in and silenced her sharp, beautiful lips with my own. The only sounds left were our breathing and the chirping of crickets. Ooh la la, I can't control how much I want to do for you. My tall sister emerged from down the path, with the handsome Liam by her side. Zoe laughed and threw her arms around him. Honey, let's have a kiss too. I felt the warmth radiating from Chloe, and looking at my sister and her boyfriend, I couldn't help but smile. It looked like those two goofballs were finally settling down. Chloe clicked her tongue, reached into her pocket, and tossed a hard drive to her. What's this? Chloe said flatly. The complete 123-volume collection of the Modern Woman's Advanced Course on Traditional Wifely Virtues. Future sister-in-law, if you want to live happily ever after with Liam, you'd do well to study this. With that, she grabbed my hand and quickly led me away. Zoe stood there stunned for a moment, holding the hard drive, then shouted after our retreating figures. Oh yeah, Mom said you two should come home for dinner this Sunday. Okay, got it. Chloe was walking faster and faster, her eyes sparkling. I reached out my arm and pulled her into an embrace. The moonlight and starlight spilled all around us, blanketing everything in romance. It tasted like taro ice cream.